Next, our space program is probably going to require another kind of field for information that does not exist. In this case, you might need to add in a formula type of field. And in this case, here's the scenario. We have basically a guesstimated area that we will be using, and we might want to figure out if we're within our plan. So when you're laying out the floor, whether or not we're within that area. So maybe we want to capture it by a percentage or something. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a new parameter called area difference. And area difference will capture the difference between what we thought it was and what we actually wound up with. So we're going to take a look at how to create one of those things. You can create calculated values to your schedule, and you can also make them into percentages, or you can actually use hard values. Now, for us, just remember this. When you gather information to use in creating a schedule, formulas are a little bit difficult to do. So you have to make sure that you use exact names for any of the fields that we go ahead and create. So before you start the process, make sure you understand what it is that you're trying to do. Let's take a look at the space program as we have it. I'll click over here, and you'll notice that our current columns are listed up here. Let's go to Properties and go to Edit. And under Edit, you'll see a new field here called Calculated Value. Go ahead and click on that field. You'll notice that we have to give it a name. And the name that we want to do is Area Difference. And it's going to be basically a formula. And we're going to have discipline as being common. And the number, as you see here, we're going to be looking at a number of different types. Remember, we were talking about that. And with the formula, we have to type in something that's fairly close to Excel. Now, when you do this, you have to be exact. This is where it becomes kind of important to use the syntax with no spaces or anything. We're going to start with some parentheses there. Then I'm going to use the button over to help me out. And I'm going to pick up the name area and press OK. And you'll see area is part of my formula there. I'll do divide by and pick up area program and press OK. And then I'm going to put another parentheses in there and put in a -1. Now, what that's basically telling me is we're going to look at actual area versus what we had programmed, and we're going to make sure that it's within 10%. And I'm going to hit OK. And you'll see that area difference now is part of our scheduled fields. I'm going to move it up so it is right next to area program and in between level. And then I'm going to hit OK. If you notice here, we now have area difference in our column, and this is what we're going to start off with. And basically, just remember when working with any kind of calculated field, it's important that you get the actual typing down correctly and that the fields that you're using will work. And you might have to test this out a number of times to make sure as you go along. But that's basically what you have to start off with.